Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 15th. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But let's see what we get for you this week. And yeah, definitely a week of moving forward, I'd say, for you. You know, kind of getting ready to do a lot of things. Let's see. You start with the Two of Spades. As I always say, card of changing your mind, card of 2017, because it comes up all the time now. A lot of people, I think, are changing their minds about things like that. I would say for you this week, definitely be careful with friends. Sometimes I think this card can represent like a split with friends. It can also represent you needing to kind of like get in between maybe two friends who are fighting or something like that. It's a card of like being a mediator, needing to be a peacemaker between two people. Maybe even children as well. Like if you have children that are fighting or something like that, you might need to kind of like step in to create more harmony in a in some sort of relationship in your life. Again, usually usually it's external, so it's not usually involving you. It's like other people, but you could be the one that solves a lot of problems this week. Next, you have the King of Diamonds. Great card for business and for work, and great card for investments. Just a great card for money. Great card for financial responsibility, being able to look at your finances in a better way this week, and being able to improve upon them because of it. Also a great card for bosses. You have the King of Hearts as well. I think somebody else had this combination, the King of Hearts and the King of Diamonds, but I'm not sure. And both of these cards are great for dealing with bosses, higher ups, doing things like asking for promotions, figuring out how to get promotions, figuring out how to get new positions and things like that. So great card for communicating with higher ups. And male or female, don't get caught up on the king thing. It could be either or. Whoever your boss is, whoever your manager is, doesn't matter. So definitely something to think about. Next, you have the Ace of Spades, overcoming obstacles and seeing obstacles kind of melt away at this time. It's kind of like a death card, not quite, but definitely says you've been through a lot of difficulties, and kind of now it's time for change. Now it's time for things to begin again. Definitely a card of starting over, though. Card of like beginnings. So that's kind of where the death thing comes in. Just starting something new with this card. But definitely great for fixing problems as well. Also a card of victory, kind of like the Ace of Swords. Even on this deck that I'm using, it is represented by the Ace of Swords. So great card for that. Next, you have the Six of Spades. I always say this is a card of momentum. It's a card of seeing how things are going to be speeding up in your life, and getting faster and getting better. So I definitely like to see this for you. It represents, like I said, it represents things speeding up. But it is a card that says don't slow things down either. It can be one of those cards where I used to call it the train. Let's go back. Let's go back in the day here. I used to call this the train back in the day because train. First off, it builds up a lot of momentum. When it's starting off, it's really slow, but then when it gets going, it's going really fast, and you can't stop it. But trains do stop. So this card can be like you start a business, it gets going, and then it's going really well, and then something stops, and it's kind of like saying that stop isn't saying that the business is done. It's just saying that it's a stop, and you just have to get it going again in some way. So definitely don't give up on things at this time. But it's a very good card. It leads to a lot of success. Next, you have the Jack of Spades, card of charging forward. In a lot of ways, you can even see there he's charging forward here, and card of being very resourceful and looking at your resources to be successful. I always say be careful of people who seem tricky, because it can definitely be a card of tricky people around you, trying to trick you and trying to trick you into things. So be careful of that. Next, you have my favorite card in the deck, Ace of Clubs. Card of prosperity and abundance coming to you in all ways. Definitely a great card of money, more money coming in, and also a great card for education. Any of you who are learning, again, this doesn't even have to be school. Reading books, watching YouTube videos, learning through courses and things like that. Very good card for doing all those things. I would say with also 3 people showing up here in the reading, your last card is the King of Hearts. Pay attention to all messages. The Ace of Clubs can be like the card of messages, the card of hearing messages. Pay attention to those things, and because you could have a lot of messages coming to you at this time. But you do have the King of Hearts, great card for love, by the way, romance, things along those lines, and seeing better opportunities for love. But I always say this is a card of returns, things returning to you that you put out, like, again, normally investments, things in business, putting out things and seeing returns coming back to you at this time. Also, like I said earlier, great for bosses and dealing with bosses and authority figures and things. A lot of you could be dealing with authorities. Like I said, you're like the second sign to get this message that you could be dealing with authority and authority figures this week, but I would say probably pretty positive based on the reading. So yeah, looks like an interesting week. Thank you for watching.